Welcome to the Swinging Lights. Today is another installment from the backpacking trip we did a few weeks ago down in Harris Wash outside of Escalante, Utah. And today's guest is actually somebody I'm quite fond of. My wife. My wife, Kate, she's an amazing human being and has added a lot of meaning to my life. And we've had a lot of really awesome experiences together over the years. And her and I both actually got into backpacking together, and there's a lot of nostalgia in Boulder, Escalante area because we've done a lot of adventuring down in that area. So before I get and start this episode, I just want to make an apology. Like I said before, I was kind of just winging it out there. I had my iPhone and I had one microphone, and so for the most part, I think I did pretty good at holding the microphone at equal distance, but I'm a little bit louder at speaking, and my wife's a little bit more quiet, so there's a couple of spots where you might have to adjust the volume a little bit to hear what we're talking about, and I apologize about that, but, for a makeshift podcasting episode out in the middle of the desert with an iPhone and a microphone, I think it turned out okay. So without any further ado, let's get into this episode. All right, I'm here in Boulder, Utah, looking out over a butte, sitting in the Toyota Tacoma with my lovely wife.
Yep.
How are you doing, baby?
I'm good. Good camp spot. I love it here.
What do you love about it?
We've had really good memories here. I think this is our third time camping here, and every time it's been with a great group of people. And Boulder, Utah is one of my favorite areas. It's just so stunning.
It is stunning.
The landscape here is really unique, and I spent some time here when I was younger. I worked in a restaurant here and spent a summer.
Which restaurant did you work at?
I worked at Hell's Backbone Grill.
What was that like?
It's really hard. Restaurant. It's true. Restaurant work, working in the kitchen, that's hard labor for not very much pay. And I realized I didn't want to make a lifetime of that kind of situation.
Was it difficult working with the public?
Well, in that job, I was working in the kitchen, so I didn't interact with the public.
Gotcha.
I was making food, which I love to cook. I mean, I love food. I love to eat, mainly.
You don't look like it.
Yeah, but
you're pretty skinny for somebody who likes to eat.
I eat a lot because I have a high metabolism or whatever, so I can eat a lot, and so I love food.
So it's not like that ego dude on Ratatouille?
Ego? Oh, no.
He's like, you're pretty skinny for somebody who likes to eat. He's like, if I don't love it, I don't swallow. Do you feel like you're kind of that way?
I don't swallow. Even if I love it. But it takes me a lot. Anyway. No, he was a picky eater. So that was his deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting ready to go backpacking.
Yep.
We got into backpacking together, like 7 years ago? 6-ish?
Yeah, about.
5 to 6.
More or less, yeah.
4, 3,
I think it was more like
5, 6.
One of those numbers.
Don't judge me.
Yeah, it could have been any of those. I don't remember either. But
life with you's been so good, it's like hard to keep track of time.
It seems like forever ago, We've only been together a couple of years, but it seems like.
Yeah, so our first backpacking trip ever was down in Cedar Mesa, right? The Grand Gulch.
Grand Gulch, which is now part of Bears Ears.
Yep, the monument that old Donald Trump just downsized like a fucking asshole, but whatever. Yeah. Love that area. That area is sacred. There's so much beautiful stuff there. Ancient Indian ruins, pictographs, all sorts of amazing
They're old
stuff.
Houses too. I mean, they're dwellings and structures that they built. I don't know the exact number of how long ago.
800 to 1,000 years, some of them.
Yeah.
And they're still standing.
Yeah.
Like, how many homes today are going to be...
We walked around in them, too. It's like you're still allowed to walk in them and around them and just imagine what it was like to live on the side of a cliff.
Yeah, I remember standing
tribe,
up on
like,
that cliff
whoa.
thinking, like, how do you keep track of crawling infants on the side of the cliff like that? And then we
Yeah.
were kind of joking about it, right? Like, if one fell off, it's one less mouth to feed. Whew.
Yeah. You were joking about that. I don't know that I was joking. Like, yeah, that's a harsh reality.
Yeah, it's
Freaking kids had to learn to not go close to the edge there.
yeah. I
But they
wish
probably did. They probably just taught them.
Oh, I'm sure you just learned quick.
Yeah.
I would think. But the biggest mistake we made back then, first trip, like, how heavy do you think your backpack was?
I think it was 60 pounds.
That was so bad. We brought
Yeah.
like a
And I weigh like, I'm like 115 pounds soaking wet. So 60-pound pack. I mean, I'm stubborn too, so I carried it, but it wasn't the right weight.
yeah, that was like 30 miles over
much.
4 or 5 days, and it was the most
In the
painful thing
desert.
ever.
Yeah.
We weren't in good shape. Now, like
Right.
last year, we did 55-mile trip in, was it 3 days? We were doing like 15 miles a day, no problem, up at, what, 10,000 foot elevation gain, up to 12,500.
15. I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just cool that the first backpacking trip was so hard physically, but I fell in love with backpacking regardless. You know,
Yep.
you got done and so sore, and it was such a trek getting done, but then I can't get enough of it after that.
Yeah. But
So
now
there's
we're all
something special about
ultralight. We've converted to ultralight backpacking.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to just hike and not feel super weighed down if you don't have to. I think backpacking too is the ultimate exercise in minimalism,
Yes.
and I love that. I love just, you only bring what you absolutely need, otherwise
Right.
you're carrying extra weight. And
Right.
it's just, I love that kind of attitude. It's a fun practice.
I like just getting away from all the noise. Life's really fucking noisy.
Yeah,
You know, it's just
can
your
be.
phone's beeping, you got to go to work, just traffic, just so much noise pollution everywhere you go. And, like, I don't know, I really enjoy getting away from that for days on end.
Yeah,
You don't
Yeah.
realize how noisy your life is until you come back from
yeah.
being gone that many days.
Our life's pretty quiet. I mean, we live pretty remote. Like, we don't live in a big city. We live in a cabin
Right.
in the woods. We have neighbors and stuff, but still, it's not noisy up there.
No.
But I think in the city it's noisy for sure. But I think the thing about backpacking is also, like, not having service a lot of the time.
Right.
You're in places where you don't have cell phone service, so you end up just putting that thing away for days on end, and
Right.
that's a good feeling.
It is great. I kind of miss the days of not having a cell phone tethered to you, because you could
Mhm.
really get away. Now it's like, I tried calling you 4
Yeah, I can
times.
still get away. That's what we're
I
doing
called you
right
4
now.
times. I know that I called you. How come you didn't call me back? Like,
Yeah.
we don't live in that world where you're just like, oh, I wasn't home.
Yeah.
I don't have an answering machine. You know, it's people know that you're aware of their text messages, their phone calls, and it's just, you're tethered in a lot of ways. But going backpacking, you kind of get away from all that shit, and
Mhm.
I think it's good for the soul.
It's great for the soul. I think being in nature is the times when my soul has healed the most.
Yes.
It's really one of the few things I've found that will heal my soul. And so I think nature's awesome.
That should be a shirt.
I mean,
That's a t-shirt.
yeah,
I think nature is awesome.
it needs to be protected for future generations, and so other people can experience it too.
Right. So 3 years ago, you and I decided to move away from the city into a cabin. Do you regret that at all?
No,
Do you feel like you made the best decision of your life to move to the woods?
I don't know if I would call it that. I'm not trying to boast about it or anything. It felt more like a necessity. It's like I didn't really feel like I had a choice. It's
Gotcha.
like I have to live in the woods.
Well, it was your idea, and I was like, yeah, that's always been a dream of mine. I never thought. That's Chris's biggest pet peeve in lyrics from
Mhm.
previous episodes, sorry. But it's always been a dream of mine, and here we are doing it, and it's really cool. Like, I love living in the woods, and I think getting in that fresh air, and our water comes from a shared water well type thing in the mountains there. It's like the freshest water you can get. I just feel like we've added years to our lives. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'd still drink enough that it might take a couple years off. I like beer so much, but it balances out with the beer and the fresh water.
You get to enjoy like 10 more years of hangovers.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I think you and I have both gotten into some hobbies since we've moved up into the woods. I know how to operate a chainsaw and chop wood and cut trees down and all that kind of stuff. Since we've been up there, I've gotten decent at snowmobile riding.
Yeah.
And what else?
Fire building and
running, hiking,
yeah,
all through the area there. It's really cool. You, since we've got up there, got into yarn, wool yarn in particular.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
You're like making us functional clothes now, like beanies and socks and all sorts of cool shit.
I get cold easy, just because I'm small and I don't know. I like to have a layer of wool on because it keeps me warm, and where we live is pretty cold most of the year.
Why is wool so great?
Wool is great because it's a natural fiber from an animal, a little sheep, and it doesn't hurt them if you take that fiber off of them, and then you can process it into some clothing.
Right.
Wool is also, it can be antibacterial, it can be somewhat waterproof. You can also, even if you sweat into it, it will still keep you warm, and that's a function of the wool itself. The hair follicle somehow keeps you warm even when it gets wet, and that's just, it's an amazing
Doesn't
material.
it keep you cool in the hot too?
Yeah. I've heard that. I get hot easy, so I don't really experience that as much, but I mean, wool, I wear wool almost every day, and I wish I could wear it 365.
I'm wearing wool underpants right now. They were $60. They're the most comfortable underwear I've ever wore.
Yeah, and you can
the
wear
Smart Wool
wear
PhDs, man. They're amazing. I've done like 7 days backpacking trip in these underwear, and they don't even stink at the end. It's a miracle. No, they don't.
Yeah, you just can't smell it. No, they stink. I think 7 days is pushing it. Yeah, you can go 3 or something.
7.
Not wash it.
7.
Yeah.
But they're real breathable. I like them. They're comfortable.
Yeah,
but you've turned me on to it, and you've been getting into spinning your own wool.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
It's a challenge.
It's kind of a cool idea to take the fleece from the animal and make it into an actual piece of clothing.
Like,
do the whole
that's
process.
Your goal, right?
Yeah,
the whole
like
process.
Start to finish, you know?
How many processes are there? You have to comb the fibers out?
Few. Yeah, there's several. Yeah, you gotta shave it off the sheep.
Okay.
Count that.
Okay.
And then wash it because it's dirty.
Right.
And then spin it into some kind of
Don't you have to
string.
comb it out first?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Comb it first, then spin it.
Comb it so all the fibers are pointing in the same direction, basically, and then spin it into like a yarn that you can actually use to weave or knit into a piece of clothing.
It's badass.
There's a lot of steps.
Yeah, it's badass.
I just like the animals.
They're cool.
That's why I really like it. It's like it's a natural.
And it just grows back.
Animal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
it's super
badass.
Functional. Like it keeps me super warm.
And so I didn't know this, but until you told me, the lanolin comes from wool, right? They boil it, and the oils that float to the top, they skim that off and make lanolin.
Yep.
Which is a moisturizer, and so I've been using raw lanolin on my hands every day, and as a nurse, when you're washing your hands, who knows how many goddamn times a day, and using that alcohol hand sanitizer just chews your hands up, but using that stuff has like healed my hands.
Yeah.
So you get like a natural lubricant from the sheep as well.
I haven't tried it that way, but might be able. It seems a little sticky for lube.
Not a lubricant for that.
Oh, yeah.
A moisturizer. I used the wrong word. Moisturizer for yeah.
You can't.
I tried rubbing one out with lanolin, and it was too hard.
Slow.
It was
too
too thick, and the strokes were too slow.
Yeah, I've heard it's really similar to human skin oil. The chemical makeup of lanolin is really similar to human skin oil, so you can absorb it really well.
Cool.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that it works so well, is like your skin just absorbs it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about music for a minute.
Yeah.
What's your jam right now? What are you dorking out on?
I get more and more into country music all the time. I love country and starting to get a little into bluegrass. I love that style.
So favorite country artist right now?
Sturgill
Simpson.
For sure. I mean, his lyrics and his kind of psychedelic country style I love. And all the musicians in his recording band are super talented, so it's just great music.
Yes. What else? What other country artists?
I like Tyler Childers. He's similar.
Yeah, he's killing it. We just saw him live a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go. That's right. Oh, shit. Rubbing salt in the wounds.
I know you said.
Yeah,
it was
I forgot
great.
about that. You got sick, and so I gifted your ticket to a friend of ours who's
What did
actually
you
here
think
tonight.
of it?
I thought it was fucking amazing. I actually dove into the crowd with my camera, and I was like, excuse me. And people were like, oh yeah, here, come on in, because I had a camera. And I think they thought that I was with the band taking pictures, but I wasn't. I got some good pics, man. It was
You go
fun.
places with a camera.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't go just, yeah.
No, it was he's phenomenal, and live they just sounded so polished. It was good. I wish you could have been there.
Yeah.
Sorry
yeah.
about that. That's
I think they're
I'm a
great
dick.
musicians. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yep. What was that documentary we just watched? That guy's kind of country.
Oh,
The Townes Van Zandt?
Yeah.
God damn, I've been getting into his stuff lately as well.
He's quite the artist.
All right, so if there was one band you would be like, fuck this band could go away forever, what would it be?
I know what you're trying to get me to say.
Let's hear it. Come on.
No, one band that can go away forever is just any band that doesn't have their heart in it. I think music has to have heart, and you have to really mean it, what you say.
So you're afraid to name names?
No, I think this... What? No, I'm not saying that band does that. I don't ever bring up the fact that I don't like the Grateful Dead as much as other people, but Justin likes to bring it up.
I think it's funny.
And I'm not going to deny it.
Because I think it's kind of...
I'm not going out preaching how the Grateful Dead suck, but when they come on, I'm not into it. And I've tried.
It's okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that love the
like,
Grateful Dead, and there's a lot of people who don't like them. Jam bands. Some people just don't like jam
not
bands.
into
It's
it.
all good. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
Oh, pop country. For sure. Yeah, that stuff's bad.
What's the cheesiest pop country song that you're like, I love this, I'll sing along when it comes on the
I
radio?
don't know, anything on the radio, they're super cheesy.
Like,
Super stereotypical, like dirt road and drinking beer and going fishing, but that's all stuff I want to do. Like, that sounds fun.
that's funny.
Like, I don't know.
I remember when we first met, I thought it was pretty cute. We were driving around in your old Volvo.
Yeah.
What was it? Volvo 850.
Yeah, 1985.
Total classy car.
70,000 miles.
Yeah.
Shit, that was in good condition.
Yeah, it was. And we'd drive around.
But
You'd
it's a
always have it
Volvo.
on some cheesy ass country radio station. I was like, this girl, she's just owning it. I love her.
Yeah, I like country a lot. I like it. It's a story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow's the day we start our journey. Gonna go
Yeah.
backpacking.
Yeah, let's go.
And it
Can't
looks
wait.
as though we're probably all gonna be hungover in the morning.
Maybe.
There's bottles of hard alcohol sitting out on the table there. Pretty sure that's gonna happen at some
Yeah.
point. Well, thanks for being on the podcast,
Thanks for
baby.
having me.
Give me a kiss. Love you. If you enjoyed this episode, then please take a moment and head on over to iTunes and just give us 5 stars. God damn it. That's how iTunes works. It works off of algorithms, and if you give us 5 stars, that helps us out a lot. If you don't like the podcast, just unsubscribe. But as always, please leave some feedback in the comments section. We would really appreciate that, and we know there's things we need to work on to improve, but let us know what you like, what you don't like, so that we can try to maybe, make it even better. And once again, just want to remind you that we do have a website, theswinginglights.com, and the full album is uploaded for you to stream in advance before we actually have hard copies available. So if you want to swing by theswinginglights.com and give the album a listen, it is there for you. Once again, thanks for listening.
In a short dress, so simple to love, I confess, so easy to idolize. My heart smiles when she's around me, and her thoughts are so astounding, and those movements relax my eyes. She's elegant and charming with a beauty so